Hello, friends. Welcome to our channel, where we explore the lives and teachings of saints. Today, we begin a special 30-day journey with one of the most beloved saints in history, Saint Francis of Assisi. Known for his love of nature, humility, and dedication to the poor, Francis inspires us to live a simpler and more compassionate life. On this first day, we will learn a bit about his story and reflect on Psalm 23, which speaks of trust in God. Shall we begin? Before we start, do not forget to like and subscribe. Saint Francis was born in 1182 in the town of Assisi, Italy. The son of a wealthy merchant, he grew up amidst luxury and parties. However, even as a young man, Francis felt a void in his heart. He dreamed of military glory, but God had other plans for him. This search for meaning led him to a radical transformation. Let's learn more about this journey. One of the pivotal moments in Francis' life was his encounter with a leper. At that time, lepers were marginalized and feared. Moved by divine grace, Francis dismounted from his horse, embraced the man, and gave him alms. This act of compassion marked the beginning of his conversion. He discovered that true wealth lies in love for others. Have you ever stopped to help someone in need? After his encounter with the leper, Francis began to question his lifestyle. He decided to renounce all his wealth, including the clothes he wore. In an emotional scene, he even returned the clothes to his father, saying, "Now I can only call God my Father." This radical decision shows his total trust in God. How would you react to such a strong calling? Francis heard God saying, "Rebuild my church." He took this literally and began to rebuild a small ruined chapel called San Damiano. Later, he understood that God wanted him to reform the church through his example of humility and love. This mission led him to found the Order of Friars Minor. Have you ever felt God calling you to a mission? Saint Francis is known as the protector of animals. He saw all creatures as brothers and sisters, children of the same Heavenly Father. It is said that he even preached to the birds, who listened attentively. This love for creation reminds us to care for nature and respect all forms of life. How do you care for the nature around you? One of the most famous prayers attributed to Saint Francis is the prayer of peace. It begins with the words, "Lord, make me an instrument of your peace." This prayer invites us to be channels of God's love in the world, bringing light where there is darkness and hope where there is despair. Let's reflect on this powerful message. Psalm 23 is one of the most beloved prayers in the Bible. It reminds us that God is our shepherd and that we will not lack anything. Saint Francis lived this radical trust in God, even in the most difficult situations. Let's meditate together. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. Saint Francis passed away in 1226, but his legacy lives on. He teaches us to live with simplicity, love for creation, and seek peace. His life is an example of how we can follow Jesus in an authentic and transformative way. What would you like to learn from him? And so we conclude the first day of our study guide on Saint Francis of Assisi. I hope you were inspired by his story and the meditation on Psalm 23. Tomorrow, we will delve deeper into Francis' love for nature. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to follow this journey. Until then, peace and all good.